What happens when the most glamorous housewife in Beverly Hills is exposed as a total fraud? For years, Dorit Kemsley has used reality television to flaunt an unapologetically lavish lifestyle. We're talking about custom designer wardrobes, a fleet of luxury cars, and a jaw-dropping collection of rare Hermes bags worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. To the world, she was living the ultimate American dream. But behind the closed doors of her multi-million-dollar mansion, a far darker reality was brewing. The illusion has officially shattered. Angry employees and shorted contractors have finally broken their silence, dropping catastrophic evidence that exposes the sheer depth of Dorit's greed. Allegations are flying that while she was busy flexing her wealth on camera, she was actively refusing to pay the actual people who built her empire. And the fallout? It's brutal. With leaked bank statements painting a horrific financial picture, her husband PK has officially surrendered to the crushing pressure. To escape a mounting avalanche of multi-million-dollar debt, they have been forced to put their prized $6 million mansion on the market. Tonight, we unmask the fake PR stunts, the staged paparazzi setups, and the undeniable proof that is turning the entire internet against Dorit Kemsley. Drop a comment right now. Do you think she can ever recover from this? Stay tuned, because this empire is crashing down fast. To understand how a reality TV icon fell so spectacularly from grace, we have to pull back the curtain on the multi-million-dollar mirage that Dorit Kemsley meticulously constructed over the years. When she first burst onto the scene of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she didn't just walk into the room, she commanded it with an overwhelming display of wealth. Her accent was European, her style was high fashion, and her attitude screamed old money aristocracy. Every single outfit she wore on camera was a curated display of top-tier designer labels. From head-to-toe Chanel and custom Versace to priceless diamonds, Dorit made sure the cameras captured a woman who seemingly had unlimited funds. Her home life mirrored this extreme indulgence. She lived in a breathtaking estate in one of the most exclusive zip codes in the world, filled with custom-made furniture, expensive security systems, and a closet that rivaled high-end boutiques on Rodeo Drive. But her absolute ultimate flex, the crown jewel of her entire public identity, was her massive collection of rare Hermes Birkin and Kelly bags. For the uninitiated, these aren't just accessories, they are symbols of extreme, unyielding wealth, with single bags easily fetching tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and requiring exclusive wait lists just to purchase. Dorit flaunted them constantly, using them as undeniable proof that she and her husband, PK Kemsley, belonged at the very top of high society. But while the world was busy envying her glittering lifestyle, an army of frustrated working-class individuals was growing increasingly furious behind the scenes. The narrative of the effortlessly wealthy fashion mogul began to crack when the very people who built, maintained, and secured her glamorous life decided they would no longer be silenced. Contractors, interior designers, house staff, and personal assistants began stepping forward with shocking allegations of exploitation and greed. They painted a picture not of a wealthy elite, but of a woman who allegedly used her celebrity status to bully, manipulate, and withhold hard-earned money from everyday workers. The allegations were damning. While Dorit was actively filming scenes showcasing her brand-new, astronomically expensive designer hauls, she was simultaneously ignoring desperate invoices from the people who had remodeled her home, landscaped her gardens, and managed her daily life. The backlash exploded across social media as the public began to contrast her on-screen extravagance with her off-screen stinginess. How could someone boast about spending a fortune on a single outfit while allegedly refusing to pay the honest wages of a contractor trying to run a business? It wasn't just a financial dispute. It was a PR nightmare that struck at the core of her character, exposing a level of out-of-touch entitlement that deeply offended her fanbase. The real breaking point, however, came when the rumors materialized into undeniable financial data. The house of cards completely collapsed when personal bank statements and financial records were leaked to the public, offering a devastating glimpse into the true state of the Kemsley empire. The leaked documents revealed a horrifying truth. The wealth was an illusion, heavily subsidized by staggering amounts of unpaid debt, legal battles, and tax liens. The financial pressure was so immense that her husband, PK, reportedly hit a breaking point, realizing that the game was officially up and that they could no longer outrun the consequences of their spending habits. Facing a mounting avalanche of multi-million-dollar debt and aggressive legal actions from unpaid creditors, the couple was forced to take the ultimate step of humiliation for a Beverly Hills elite. They had to put their prized $6 million mansion on the market, desperate to liquidate their most valuable asset just to keep their heads above water. This wasn't a choice. It was a forced surrender to a financial reality they had spent a decade trying to hide from the world. As the public reality of her bankruptcy and greed set in, Dorit's team shifted into survival mode, scrambling to execute a series of desperately transparent PR stunts to rehabilitate her image. Instead of addressing the massive debts or apologizing to the shorted contractors, they tried to make her look relatable. In a move that was immediately mocked across the internet, Dorit was suddenly spotted by paparazzi on a highly staged, completely unnatural outing, casually eating yogurt in public as if she didn't have a care in the world. The internet's reaction was instantaneous and unforgiving. Viewers called out the fake setup immediately, pointing out that the paparazzi had clearly been tipped off by her own team to capture a down-to-earth moment. The public response turned aggressively negative, with people labeling her as narcissistic and completely detached from reality. The contrast between her fake yogurt outing and the reality of a multi-million-dollar mansion foreclosure proved that Dorit Kemsley wasn't just facing a financial crisis, she was facing a total, permanent eviction from the hearts of the public. The deep dive into Dorit Kemsley's financial chaos reveals that this isn't just a sudden stroke of bad luck, it is the inevitable collapse of a carefully constructed facade that has been fracturing for years. To truly understand how deep this rabbit hole goes, we have to look at the patterns of behavior that defined the Kemsley household long before the latest bank statements were dragged into the public eye. For years, viewers of reality television watched Dorit live like royalty, but rumors of unpaid bills, aggressive lawsuits, and severe tax issues have constantly followed her and her husband, P.K. Kemsley. In Beverly Hills, projecting wealth is often treated as a business strategy. If you look rich enough, people will trust you with their businesses, their investments, and their time. It appears this was the exact playbook the Kemsleys relied on. They used the massive platform of television to project an image of untouchable financial security, using it as a shield against the growing list of creditors hammering at their door. But when you are living a life funded by smoke and mirrors, it is only a matter of time before someone shines a light directly on the truth. The light became blindingly bright when the contractors and working-class professionals who kept her luxury world running smoothly decided they had finally had enough of the excuses. For a long time, many of these individuals stayed quiet, hoping that the delayed payments were just administrative errors or temporary hiccups. After all, when you're dealing with a celebrity who walks around with a custom diamond necklace, you assume the money is there. But as the months rolled into years, the truth became impossible to ignore. The angry employees and shorted contractors didn't just complain on anonymous forums. They began dropping concrete evidence of her greed, including email chains, unanswered text messages, and official legal demands. The details were shocking. While Dorit was actively filming scenes showcasing her brand-new, custom-designed wardrobe pieces, she was allegedly ghosting the very people who painted her walls, fixed her plumbing, and managed her daily schedule. One contractor revealed that trying to get a payment out of the Kemsleys was like pulling teeth, with her team constantly offering vague promises of future wires that never actually materialized. This blatant disregard for the people who worked for her triggered a massive wave of public backlash. The internet did not hold back. Comment sections, fan pages, and social media platforms exploded with fury as people began to analyze the sheer hypocrisy of her lifestyle. The narrative completely flipped from admiring her high-fashion taste to criticizing her apparent lack of ethics. Commenters pointed out the profound sickness of a system where a reality star can boast about spending thousands of dollars on a single Hermes bag while actively refusing to pay the honest wages of a working-class contractor who has a family to feed and a business to keep afloat. It wasn't just about the unpaid money anymore. It was about the sickening entitlement. Dorit was viewed as someone who believed her fame and social status exempted her from the basic rules of human decency and financial responsibility. The public backlash grew so intense that sponsors began quietly distancing themselves, and the fan support that had protected her for seasons completely evaporated. As the public pressure reached a boiling point, the financial walls officially closed in on the couple. The ultimate confirmation of their ruin came when personal financial records and bank data leaked, exposing a level of debt that was far worse than anyone had initially anticipated. The leaked statements showed a chaotic web of frozen accounts, massive overdrafts, and millions of dollars owed to both private entities and federal tax agencies. The situation was so dire that it left her husband, PK, with absolutely no moves left to play. PK, who had long cultivated a reputation as a savvy, wealthy British businessman, had to face the reality that they were completely broke. Surrounded by aggressive lawsuits and mounting legal actions from angry creditors who refused to settle for pennies on the dollar, PK officially surrendered to the crushing pressure. The delusion could no longer be maintained. The couple was forced to make the ultimate, humiliating concession, putting their beloved $6 million Beverly Hills mansion up for sale in a desperate, last-ditch effort to liquidate assets and pay off a fraction of their staggering debts. Selling the mansion was a massive blow to Dorit's ego, as that house was the literal stage for her televised luxury lifestyle. It was the physical manifestation of the lie she had been telling the world. With the mansion gone, the facade was completely dead, leaving her public relations team in an absolute state of panic. Desperate to salvage whatever was left of her career, her PR machine scrambled to put together a crisis management strategy. But instead of advising Dorit to issue a genuine apology, take accountability, or make a public statement promising to pay back every single cent she owed to her workers, they decided to insult the public's intelligence. They attempted to humanize her by staging a series of incredibly awkward, forced public appearances designed to make her look like an everyday, relatable mom who was totally unbothered by the multi-million-dollar chaos collapsing around her. The peak of this disastrous PR campaign arrived when Dorit was suddenly spotted by paparazzi on a highly publicized, completely staged outing where she was casually eating yogurt. The images were meant to portray a down-to-earth woman just enjoying a simple, quiet moment in public. However, the execution was so transparently fake that it immediately backfired. The internet saw right through it, pointing out the unnatural poses, the perfectly timed camera angles, and the fact that the paparazzi just happened to be waiting at a random yogurt shop in the middle of a massive financial scandal. The public reaction was overwhelmingly negative and full of mockery. People were disgusted that while her employees were struggling because of her unpaid bills, Dorit was playing games with the media, trying to manipulate her image instead of fixing her real-world mistakes. The staged yogurt stunt didn't save her image. It permanently cemented her reputation as an incredibly greedy, completely out-of-touch narcissist who cared more about appearances than the lives of the people she had wronged. Moving past the realm of internet gossip and turning into a cold, hard legal and social reality that Dorit Kemsley can no longer escape. For years, elite circles in Beverly Hills have played along with the unspoken rule that appearances matter more than actual substance. But when your appearance is funded by the exploitation of working-class people, the community eventually turns its back on you. The elite social circles that Dorit spent her entire life trying to impress have quietly but firmly slammed their doors shut. High-end designers who once rushed to dress her for red carpets are now refusing to lend her clothes, terrified that their brands will be associated with someone accused of financial fraud and severe greed. The glittering invitations to exclusive galas, charity events, and private luxury parties have completely dried up. Dorit has gone from being the toast of Beverly Hills to a social pariah, a living cautionary tale of what happens when the illusion of wealth completely shatters. Behind the closed doors of their shrinking world, the tension between Dorit and PK has reportedly reached an all-time high. The forced sale of their $6 million mansion was not just a financial transaction, it was a brutal emotional eviction from the lifestyle they sacrificed their integrity to maintain. Imagine the sheer humiliation of having to pack up rooms that were once featured on national television as a testament to your success, knowing that every single item is being sold off just to appease angry lenders and aggressive tax collectors. Reports from insiders suggest that the couple is trapped in a non-stop cycle of blame, with the crushing pressure of their multi-million-dollar debt eroding what little stability they had left. PK's total surrender to the situation has left Dorit feeling completely exposed. The ultimate luxury life she promised herself and her followers has collapsed into a nightmare of endless phone calls from lawyers, hostile court filings, and the terrifying reality of potential long-term financial ruin. But the most fascinating and deeply disturbing aspect of this entire downfall remains the utter failure of her public relations strategy. The internet continues to relentlessly tear apart the infamous staged yogurt outing, using it as a case study in how not to handle a celebrity crisis. Instead of engendering sympathy, that single tone-deaf stunt has turned into a massive meme, with thousands of users creating parody videos mocking her forced expressions and transparent attempt at looking relatable. The public's refusal to buy into the PR lies has sent a clear message to reality television stars everywhere. The audience is no longer blind to the dark side of wealth. People are actively tracking her movements, analyzing her social media posts for signs of hidden sponsorships, and calling out any attempt she makes to display luxury. Every time Dorit tries to post a picture featuring a high-end brand, the comment sections are instantly flooded with furious reminders of the unpaid contractors and shorted employees who are still waiting for their money. This relentless wave of negative public reaction has also completely shifted the dynamic on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Fellow cast members, who once walked on eggshells around Dorit's explosive vanity, are now openly questioning her ethics both on and off camera. The show that built her up is now actively documenting her destruction, as producers know that the audience wants accountability, not scripted glamour. Dorit is forced to sit through grueling interview segments and confrontation scenes where she has to look into the cameras and try to defend the indefensible. Her defensive arguments, often filled with tearful deflections and vague excuses about complex business arrangements, are falling completely flat. The viewers see right through the tears. They see a woman who is not crying because she feels guilty for hurting her workers, but because she got caught, and because the elite, untouchable life she built on a foundation of greed has finally turned to dust. The true tragedy of the Dorit Kemsley scandal is the permanent damage done to the ordinary people who trusted her. While she scrambles to protect her image and salvage her television career, the contractors and staff she allegedly stiffed are left dealing with the very real financial consequences of her actions. Small businesses have nearly gone under, and families have struggled to pay their own bills because a wealthy reality star preferred buying another Hermes bag over honoring her financial contracts. This is why the public backlash remains so incredibly intense and unforgiving. The internet has chosen its side, and it is firmly on the side of the exploited workers. As the legal battles rage on and the remaining assets of the Kemsley empire are slowly picked apart by creditors, one thing is absolutely certain. The glamorous, high-fashion mirage of Dorit Kemsley is dead and buried, leaving behind a legacy of debt, deception, and a public that will never look at her the same way again. The story of Dorit Kemsley is a stark, undeniable reminder that everything we see on social media and reality television is rarely what it seems. The multi-million-dollar lifestyles, the endless collections of rare Hermes bags, and the sprawling Beverly Hills mansions are frequently nothing more than a carefully crafted mirage. Behind the glittering filter of fame, there is often a trail of unpaid debts, broken contracts, and hardworking, everyday people paying the ultimate price for someone else's desperate need to look rich. Dorit's empire did not just collapse because the money ran out. It collapsed because the public flatly refused to tolerate the sickening greed and exploitation of working-class individuals any longer. No amount of staged paparazzi setups, fake yogurt outings, or manufactured crisis management stunts can erase the cold, hard reality of leaked bank statements and a forced mansion foreclosure. Now, the conversation shifts to you. What is your honest take on this entire Beverly Hills disaster? Do you believe Dorit Kemsley is truly the greedy, out-of-touch narcissist the internet is painting her to be? Or do you think she is simply a scapegoat for her husband PK's hidden financial failures? And what did you think of that incredibly transparent, staged yogurt stunt? Was it the worst piece of celebrity public relations you have ever witnessed? Head straight down to the comment section right now and drop your thoughts, because I want to hear exactly what you think about this epic downfall. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay completely ahead of the game on the biggest celebrity exposures, scandals, and unmaskings on the internet, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your fellow pop culture obsessed friends, and subscribe to Celebrity Insider. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the very next video.